Hey y'all, welcome back. This is my review of Joon-ho Bong's 2019 film Parasite. Joon-ho Bong is a South Korean director, so this is definitely a foreign film, subtitles everywhere, and which I don't mind. I love foreign films. And he is the director of Okja from 2017, magnificent animated movie there. And he also did Snowpiercer with Chris Evans back in 2014, I think, or 2013. That also is a great movie. And Parasite is more along the lines of Snowpiercer in that it examines the disparity between rich people and poor people, and what the poor people will do in order to get rich, and what the rich people will do in order to stay rich. But it doesn't go so far as to show the levels in Snowpiercer. It mostly focuses on this poor family in South Korea and what they do in order to sort of get a leg up in society. They're poor in the way that's kind of comical but kind of terrible at the same time, because they live in a sort of like a basement of an apartment building. Their windows face the street, so you got them, their living quarters, and then the street levels right here, so they can see people walking around and they can see all the activity outside. And so when their windows are open, all they get is noise from the street and everything. So there's that going on. And I say they're so poor that their dad he advises them to keep the windows open so that when exterminators come around with their gas and they're shooting everything everywhere, that some of that fumigation can go into their little apartment and then kill their bugs, and that way they don't have to pay for the fumigation at all. So kind of funny, but still kind of terrible that you got to be in that situation. And the movie was on that kind of a road for a good 50% of the movie was like that, where it was really kind of funny watching them con this wealthier family. And it was very good satire as to how a lot of poor people have to be like super smart in order to survive, basically. So while it shows that a lot of poor people have to work extra hard at getting smart or becoming athletic or anything like that in order to get out of poverty, it also shows that once people get rich, they kind of stop learning things. They're a bit more soft as far as dealing with the world is concerned, because they're more insulated along their own rich communities. They're not exposed to everything out there in the world. So the movie does a really good job of showing those two different worlds, really, and how this family integrates itself into working for this rich family, basically taking advantage of them. They're conning them. And I loved how the rich people aren't made to be the villains or the victims, and neither are the poor folks. The poor folks that in this movie do what they got to do. It's fraud, it's wrong, but they do it, right? And the rich folks are completely unaware as to what's going on with them. They're just kind of like falling for everything. But you're like, well, are you stupid, or you're just naive, or what is it, And so when the movie took that left turn and went from a satirical dark comedy to basically a horror movie with very little gore, but still it was very tense and kind of shocking as to what happened, I stopped rooting for the funny con man family, and stopped feeling bad, and then stopped feeling bad for the rich folks who were getting taken advantage of. And I liked how the movie didn't let me say, okay, these people are bad, these people are good. That's all there is to it. I like how it didn't do that. Everything was gray, funny at first, and then kind of terrifying at the end, and then kind of shocking at the near the end credits. But it's a very well done movie. I can't say that I was looking forward to it, and I wasn't in any way anticipating what would happen in the movie. I couldn't call out anything. I wasn't like, okay, well, this is happening now, so that's gonna happen later. I got everything wrong. I got everything wrong in this movie, and I loved it. I love that I got everything wrong about it. And it's two families, the rich family and poor family, both mother, daughter, father, son. So it's 4 people to each family, right? And so the rich family, obviously, they live in this huge house, gated security, all kinds of crap. And I already explained the poor family's living situation. But I liked how both of their character flaws are highlighted in this movie to show their downfall, right? Because the poor family, their character flaws, they wind up really screwing them over later on at the end of the movie, which I thought was brilliant, because it wasn't something that I paid attention to, and I would never have guessed it. but that character flaw just came back in a huge way at the end of the movie and completely ruined them. And then same thing with the rich family, their character flaws screwed them over kind of in a worse way, you know, towards the end of the movie. And I really loved that. Like I said before, when I reviewed Joker, I hadn't seen this movie at the time, but this has to be also one of the best movies I've seen all year long. It really is. It really is. I couldn't find it in the theater anywhere near me, so I did find it via legal means online. So if it comes out on Netflix, I don't know if it's still in theaters, but if it's on Netflix, I highly recommend you check it out, you watch it. In the sense that it makes you think about the state of society nowadays and between the rich and the poor. It's very much like Joker, except that it focuses more on the wealth inequality gap, whereas Joker was mainly about mental illness. But towards the end of the movie, I was like, wow, this is practically like Joker in so many ways. Now that I see this ending, I was like, okay, that's kind of disturbing. But it was good, very good movie. I'd give it an A+. So that's it. I don't want to give away any more spoilers. I don't think I gave it away any spoilers, but I don't want to give away too much about the movie. It is funny. It's darkly funny. It's very good dark humor in here. It does become quite tense when that movie makes that left turn and turns into like a horror suspense thriller thing. The ending is fantastic. The cast all do great work. It's shot very nicely. And man, oh man, that ending is twisted. So yeah, if you see it, you know, Joon-ho Bong directed Parasite. Anywhere come up in your feed or whatever, Netflix, whenever it's gonna come out there. I don't know how long it's gonna last in the theaters. I know it's already made $94. I know it's already made $94 million worldwide, and it's a very small movie, so it's made a ton back in profit already. And I can see why it won the Golden Lion, I think. I can see why it won first prize at one of these film festivals. It's an amazing film. It's really well done. Check it out if you want to get your mind twisted by some really dark humor, or if you want to question society and how things are divvied up between one group and another group. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like to like and subscribe to things. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.